When the charter members laid this cornerstone, they gave us two things: a beautiful sanctuary in which to worship and the responsibility to care for it. I'm John Loftus, chairman of the Capital Campaign at Highland Presbyterian. I hope you're doing well. If you're like me, you miss seeing each other on Sunday mornings and look forward to the time when we can do it again. You may recall 3 years ago when we began the Capital Campaign, we set a goal that was much higher than any of the needs that had been included in the campaign. The reason was simple. In a physical plant of this size, capital needs always arise. We don't know when they will come, we don't know what they will be, but they always happen, and usually they are expensive. At the time, we felt there was wisdom in setting aside reserves for the future to be able to handle these needs as they came up. Well, now they have. And it probably comes as no surprise after a week that brought us over 4 inches of rain that most of these capital needs include water. Water has played an important role in the stories of the Bible. Moses parted the Red Sea. Jesus turned water into wine. I always liked that one. Perhaps the story of the Bible that best captures Highland's relationship with water is the Great Flood. The pandemic has prohibited us from gathering for worship, but what it has done is give us an opportunity to address major needs that need repairing in the church, and we're now ready to do that. And while we may not have Noah, we do have Jim Swing. And Jim serves as chairman of our building task force, and now we'll introduce him and let him give us more detail about the issues we face and how we hope to solve them.
Thank you, John. There are 3 areas of concern. The first one begins outside. When the church was built in 1955, an underground terracotta piping system was installed to receive the water from these downspouts off the roof. The pipes ran under the slate patio and were discharged onto the Magnolia Street side. Over the years, we've received water into the basement on an ongoing basis. And we've learned that this underground piping system failed years ago. When the water comes off the roof, it's dumped into the soil gets saturated, and the water finds its way into the basement. So the solution that's been determined is to install a new underground piping system that will receive the water from the downspouts, will also receive the water that ponds here next to the magnolia tree. All that water will be received into the underground system, and we'll bore under the slate patio with a pipe to take all of the water over to the magnolia side of the building. The water coming off the front porch roof goes into downspouts that are actually inside the structure. We've had water problems in the balcony on the walls for a number of years. What we've learned is that those inside the building downspouts have also failed. Water gets out of the downspout and saturates the walls on the balcony. Those downspouts will be replaced with new exterior downspouts. The old ones will be abandoned. New exterior downspouts will be installed, and they will feed into this new underground system that I just told you about. In the fall of 2018, the remnants of Tropical Storm Michael came to town and brought a lot of rain. All of that rain came off the roof. It saturated the soil like we talked about. Water entered the basement. We extracted over 600 gallons of water. All the carpet had to be removed, and as part of that, some of the drywall was damaged. It's time to fix it. So the drywall will be repaired and replaced where needed. New paint will be applied, and new flooring will go down. The flooring will be very similar to the flooring that was put down in the fellowship hall. In addition to that, we also hope to make some improvements. We've learned over the years how much these rooms have been used not only by our groups at Highland, but by the community. So we hope to install audio-visual, improve the lighting, and potentially upgrade our furnishings. Paint has been popping off the chancel ceiling for years. Many of us sitting out of the congregation during worship have seen it come down. What we've learned is we have a paint adhesion problem. We've talked to engineers and experts, and we've designed a fix for that, and work has already begun. Scaffolding is in place, and the work will begin in the coming week. Contractors have been selected, and we expect this exterior work to begin in about 4 weeks. The work should take 30 to 45 days. We're excited about getting our property back to its condition for our use and gathering together. I'll send it back to John.
Thank you, Jim, and thanks to your committee for its ongoing work. Fortunately, through the capital campaign, the monies to fix the problems Jim has described have already been raised. As Jim noted, extensive research has been done into these issues and how to solve them. We believe we now have the right people and the right solutions in place. The purpose of this message is simply to share the information. We continue to be thankful for the generosity of Highland, without whose gifts none of this could happen right now. And we endeavor, as always, to be good stewards of your gifts and your money as we work to finish these issues. We look forward to a time when we can gather once again for worship, and in the meantime, stay safe.